stick to it regardless. In my eyes, the win condition is still very much the Zeri and the bot lane. You get that ahead, you pretty much just snowball the game. That's why she's still like the highest priority champion on 12.5 as a patch overall. And if you look at the top lane, this should be a slightly winning lane on the side of Quiet, but I don't expect there to be much kills going on whatsoever. So both teams should be bottom side focused, but Impunity will have the lead early game just because they have the stronger mid jungle.
All right, and as they had struggled in early games most of the split, that certainly bodes well for the squad to try and stay alive. Remember what's on the line here. Backs against the wall. Impunity need to reverse sweep in order to keep themselves alive in the playoffs. As we are in the lower bracket, it is all single elim from here on out. Liang finding Quiet early on this Gnar, but it will be just a little bit of damage traded back and forth as we open up no more further hostilities. Let's take a look at our runes and summoner spells.
And we do have a pretty defensive setup from Minji here. There is about 25% of the time you do see a more aggressive, sort of the ignites and the electrocutes coming out for the Zoe. But with this jungler in the Viego and with the Lee Sin LeBlanc combo that he's facing, I think this is the right call. It does give himself a little bit more leeway, a little bit more survivability if he can swap into other summoners early on. I do like this play from Minji. You always have to be aware of the potential for an early red buff gank onto you if you are playing against Lee Sin LeBlanc. So he does try to get a ward in, at least know where the Lee Sin is starting out, and does get some actually pretty decent trades in the auto attacks.
Yeah, good start there, all things considered. Taco on the chicken camps early on. She gets that clear through as Kino and Wako had been helping out Husha. They come to lane a little bit late here. We'll see if Blaze and Kralix can do anything about that. Winter's Bite tags on from Kralix. That's about all they can get done.
Meanwhile, going into the top lane, this one should be a very safe matchup. I do think Quiet might be going for the Divine Thunder. These days, the Triforce has been more common as an item, but the way I see Impunity playing, getting a little bit extra tankiness and just more side lane split pushing potential, definitely on the cards for them. In terms of this bot lane, don't expect much to be happening. Both of these lanes, I think for Impunity, it's a little bit more defensive in nature. So they can posture, they can push in the lane, but I don't expect them to actually find any kills. It's much more about getting the mid jungle still to get into the into the correct position.
Absolutely. So should be fairly quiet in a lot of these lanes for a while. I mean, we were used to seeing just so much action early on. And, as I say it, Quiet leaps in as Mega Gnar onto Liang. I feel like these two, even if it's a safe matchup for champions, they're going to go head-to-head. At the very least, trade damage.
Yeah, well played by Liang earlier on. He does prevent the crunch damage from coming through. But this is still a very difficult lane for Gragas to outright win. Gnar a lot of times can just survive the burst damage and go into Mega Gnar. So Impunity are setting themselves up for two lanes that, they could very easily snowball. If Gnar can continuously push in this Gragas, then Faith and Taco do have an extra destination to go to, rather than just trying to shut down the Zeri all the time. But here we go.
And
here
Taco.
comes Lee Sin.
Minji's at least playing towards his own jungler right now, and chains are going to land, setting up for the Sonic Wave connection. Minji trying to bait it out, but it ends up being a first blood for Faith after all. Taco fighting it out, trying to body block. Husha goes forward, gets one, is going to be able to get another one on the Blade of the Ruined King, and all of a sudden things start to turn around once again. Liang is caught out by Quiet, though, and should be falling down unless he can dash his way to freedom. Nice prediction from Quiet.
Oh, man. Quiet with the prediction move. How did he know he was going to go there? It was such a nice one with the Q. He actually saves his own flash because of that call. Great move by Impunity's top laner there. A little bit unfortunate for the mid jungle, though. They do get the early kills, but I feel like Taco was a little bit greedy on the flash. He could have got away from Viego just a bit earlier, held on to that. This combo is exactly what we were talking about and why I did not really like the Zoe, because I feel like you can't prevent a death from happening like this. But if you look at this play from Taco, he takes 2 extra auto attacks before deciding to flash away, and I unfortunately have to call that out as a misplay. as he does allow the double kill to go over to Husha. And this one, we've got to watch this one again. This is so sweet.
Yeah, no, this was brilliant. He knew exactly what was happening. He actually tosses the boulder before the flash animation even starts. Like, I mean, it was a total predict. Galaxy Brain. Really just nicely played by Quiet. I feel like these two have such a rivalry going on in this top lane club. And like all the rest of the game's going to go on around them, but they're going to be playing their own.
Yeah, very evenly matched. And I think, unfortunately, at this point in the game, though, Husha doesn't mind going 1v1 against this Lee Sin. Look at his items. He's really far up, and I like what Beyond Gaming are doing. They're just roaming their jungle into this mid lane to make sure Minji cannot get ganked by the Lee Sin, and there's no snowball potential. Taco has to run away. He can't take this.
Uh-oh. Yeah, level advantage and everything. Taco sends the Sonic Wave back. No way in hell he's going to be following that one through, though. Quiet does get knocked into the wall by Leong, who's just trying to push him in. Yeah, this is the issue. You give those 2 kills over to the Viego, and all of a sudden you're in a little bit of trouble here. Minji might be neutralized, but Husha certainly isn't.
Yeah, Minji did pick up 1 assist in that play at the very least, so he's keeping abreast with the LeBlanc on the other end, and it's really about how much Husha can actually neutralize Lee Sin LeBlanc after this point. If you look at the bottom lane, he's doing a very good job right now. Taco pretty much can't touch the bottom side, and that means Zeri gets a free path to scale up. Sure, I still think Jinx is you can argue a little bit stronger at 3 items, so it might not be that much of an issue. It's definitely...
Okay, going in. Sleepy Trouble Bubble is going to land. They don't land on the chains, however, and Husha's come in. The moment he shows face, they want to get the heck out of Dodge. Does seem like Taco really trying to focus on keeping this mid lane down. Both summoners burned by Minji, but they're not done yet. Husha's still on the chase. Sleepy Trouble is going to land, and... ooh... he just gets out in time. Taco playing on a knife's edge.
He's going to lose the majority of his jungle here. Even Faith has to go back to base. So that's 1 Raptor camp down, and I can't imagine him being able to pick up this red afterwards either. This is looking kind of sideways for Impunity. It does mean that I think Minji is going to have a lot more room to operate than I initially expected.
Yeah, he's getting some leeway here, and it does seem like Beyond are able to compensate across the map for what Impunity have been doing, opening up on this first Hextech Dragon as well.
Minji?
Should have it down before the answer. Minji, though, he's burning at the moment. Does have the Sleepy Trouble landing, and the follow-through. Oh, the stiff arm there. Great body block, and Wako takes down Taco as they're looking for Faith as well. I think this is a double kill for this area, and all of a sudden, what was a concern is now a problem.
Oh boy, that was such a beautiful play coming in from the side of Kino. It's a dredge line mid-air to stop the execution damage from going through onto Minji. He saves his mid laner, gets an extra kill, and that's the Zeri snowball time now. Again, this is why I didn't like the Zoe pick this much, because I feel like it's actually very easy to snowball against the Zoe. But Minji is somewhat fed. He has the bot lane help here, and watch this beautiful play from Kino. He preemptively just stops Taco from the execution. Minji stays alive. They bait Faith over committing, and they just pick up another 2 kills on a member Impunity cannot afford to let snowball.
And these chase downs are unreal. This is one of those reasons we see Zeri banned so much. That Spark Surge, such a long range over the terrain. Really good play. Kino with the body block, incredible move on the dredge line. It's going to open up so many opportunities here. However, Impunity are the ones that are going to start off onto this Rift Herald, and it's sniffed out by Kino and Minji. Can they get here in time to stop it? In fact, they're actually going to move away. Winter's Bite tagging onto the Viego, and Husha does not want any part of that. So the reset comes through.
Impunity do have a 4v3 number advantage, but Beyond Gaming buy enough time for the entire squad to be here. I don't think Impunity can full commit to this fight. They will just get sandwiched here. They have to go.
Triple bubble. That's going to be the Narbar getting chewed through. Now this might be a 4v5, but Beyond are fancying their chances to at least win the poke war here. Minji goes forward, gets the Sleepy Trouble Bubble onto the LeBlanc. In comes Kralix, and Husha and Wako from the other side. Just going to be able to find the kill. Emil Leong right over the wall with the dash and the barrel. Say hello. to the party. It's a triple kill for Wako out of nowhere. Quiet running for the hills, forced to flash, not gonna matter. We got ourselves a Quadra under 10 minutes, and Wako's running wild.
Oh boy, this is why you keep Zeri in the ban list. Wako on this champion, way too easy to snowball. If she gets fed, she's chasing all of you down. She's got the Hearthbound Axe, so extra movement speed on hit, and she's just able to clean that fight up so beautifully. Beyond Gaming, even though they start the fight off with 4v5, they end up with Liang in the mix as well. Unfortunately for Impunity, they chase up the ramp, but they don't find any critical crowd control. The dredge line came out from Kino. He's able to kite away from everything. They missed the most of their damage, and then now it's Beyond Gaming's turn to unleash all of their cooldowns there. This game is looking really, really rough for Impunity. They are on the precipice here.
Oh, yes they are. It seems like they're getting one step closer to being knocked over the edge. I cannot believe it. We have a 10-minute Infinity, or excuse me, not Infinity Edge, a Trinity Force for Wako on the Zeri, 6-0. Let's take a look at the play again. We're going to get a pro view.
Yep, we do have Wako just walking right in the mist here. Most of the cooldowns were spent on the ramp, so no one's even targeting him. Look at his HP bar. He finishes this fight losing less than 100 HP. Everyone's so focused on chasing down the other targets, and that's... I just felt like Impunity put themselves in a rather rough situation. That was not a fight that they could realistically extend and hope to win outright there, and they get punished by Beyond Gaming. I feel like the first time around the catch didn't happen. You kind of have to back out. There's no way that the enemy team is going to allow you a second chance at just setting up the same play.
Yeah, but one team's mistake is another team's pop-off, right? I think what we saw in that fight was just really solid coordination out of Beyond Gaming, something that they have struggled with in the past in those 5v5 situations. They've always been much more at home, taking the skirmishes, trying to make plays across the map, but doing it all the same. This time it worked out. Meanwhile, Taco up here, they're looking for the Herald drop, but that play is sniffed out by a crucial pink ward from Kino. So they might still commit to it, but they've lost the element of surprise.
I like how polite Quiet is. He's definitely a player that doesn't tilt much. He is able to just watch Viego take away the jungle here. Meantime, he's getting zoned out on the bottom side, so Impunity have to force this 3v2 if they want to equalize. But that's a 6-kill Wako Zeri. I'm not sure they can do it here.
They would love to get that kill shut down, but unfortunately,
oh, no.
Taco spotted out, and it just was too easy for Wako to add another kill to his column. A lightning crash and a whole lot more, and they get another one. 7-0 now. Meanwhile, Beyond are going to try to at least get something, or excuse me, Beyond are going to get something on the bottom as well. They're going to grab themselves Dragon number 2. We've got a Cloud Rift coming up after this.
I felt the play was a little bit telegraphed here, and if I'm being honest, I feel like the best you could hope for is just a raw drop of the Herald. Get your plate gold and go out. I don't think there was any real chance for a behind the tower kill here of happening, but they go for it and they pay it.
Just getting punished over and over. Impunity. Seems like the same mistakes are occurring here in game number 3. Husha fed. Wako very fed.
Ooh,
Quiet missing his ultimate. Things aren't looking so good in the Impunity camp right now. Liang's going to get some help from Husha, tries to feed this kill over. He actually tags his way out. Lets Husha take it. Now they're just winning on both sides of the map.
Yep, and Beyond Gaming now with a 5,000 gold advantage. Taco is going to try again. I think this is a much better angle of attack this time. You just want to drop the Herald for some gold. You got to do it quickly. Oh, no, time's out. Well,
just get it down in time, but yeah, it's well, you gotta charge, but Wako's 1v3 right now. Kino wasn't even in the picture yet.
Yeah, this is the play they should have done last time. I just don't think going behind the tower was realistic at all against Triforce, Wako with heal. And this time they do it, they're a couple seconds late, and they miss out on the 320 gold they should have been able to get. Beyond Gaming just rolling on all cylinders now, and I feel like this is one of those situations where you have to kind of hope for Beyond Gaming to over-aggress like they did in the last game. Remember in Game 2, Beyond Gaming were in a very similar situation, but they gave it all back. It could happen again.
It is always possible. The throw is always an option, but you don't want to be the team relying on that for your win. So, as it stands, 15 minutes on the clock, a 6,000 gold lead, or near enough for Beyond Gaming. A lot of that in Waco's pocket, as Blaze is caught, flash, hook,
boy.
oh dear! Oh man, they're just playing with their food. Meanwhile, we got a split screen down on the bottom as Leong is dueling it out with Quiet, and he gets the solo kill as well. Everything's coming up Beyond.
Can we say it's beyond a doubt now?
It might be.
Feels...
They are attacking with impunity.
Yeah, Kino, just with the dredge lines, this game has been killing it. He gets the flash over the wall, directly onto the target. He found the dredge line last time against Taco as well, and, you know, all of the turret gold going over to Beyond Gaming gives him an 8,000 gold advantage before the 20-minute mark. This is getting completely out of hand. The first thing Impunity need to do to get back into the game is someone needs to kill Raid Boss Waco. You know, all the rest of the pieces, all right, you guys can get fed, you guys can farm up. Well, we have to take that 700 gold bounty off of Waco in order for the game to really start.
Yeah, that's a tough proposition. Let's take a look at how the after fight started here between Leong. It was actually initiated by Quiet. Tanks a lot of damage, but it seems like he's doing pretty well here. The party barrel is excellent for Leong, though. Into the belly bop, and there was just no chance for the auto.
Yeah, that was so unfortunate because he just times out and goes into Mininar as he's about to take the physical damage from the turret. So, doesn't get the extra HP or the resistance is there. Falls down. Beautiful play coming in by Liang, and he even goes up one flash for that play as well. This is looking really, really rough for Impunity, but here we go. Maybe Taco can find a comeback. Liang is willing to bait this one out and go for the extended 1v2.
But Leong smells this, though. I don't know if he's going to be able to get away. However, he should be able to at least outplay a bit. He's been able to do it at least once. Extra damage, mini waves here as well. Faith is going to be brought. Such a heavy investment to shut down the Gragas, and he's trying to sidestep as much as he can. Does manage to get one before he flashes, he dashes, still limping it back to the base, and I think he's going to go down. My goodness, it took so long for them to do it, cutting through that health bar. Look what's happening on the base. They're losing towers.
That was a herald and 2 towers for some reputation for Impunity.
It's a trade.
Yeah, it's a trade. It's a trade, and they do get a lot of much needed gold back. I have to agree with you. If they wanted to do that trade, they really needed that on the Zeri. And unfortunately, Quiet might be handing it back over.
Oh boy, here comes Susha. Yeah, this looks pretty free for him as well. And, oh, we want to talk about gold bounties. He's got another one. 6-1 on this Viego now. And Waco picks himself up a Runans off the back of everything else that's been happening. 18 minutes, the gold lead just keeps extending. Or rather, it's actually about the same, but Beyond just have not given Impunity a single thing. I guess they got the kill on Liang. That's about it.
Yeah, you can't let Liang get away with everything. You can't let him solo kill you 2 games in a row, so Quiet at least gets his revenge, gets some help back, and, you know, we do have to pay attention to some of the gold going back and forth here, because Impunity are actually cutting the gold lead as they find objective gold across the map here. Liang is going to show up top to stop that from happening. And we do get a Herald push coming in from Beyond Gaming. This is likely going to go all the way to the inhibitor here. Impunity don't have the damage.
Got to dodge out the dredge lines. Minji sniffing for a bubble around the side. Doesn't find it, but doesn't really matter. Shelly goes for the charge in. They would have liked to finish that off beforehand, but let's see if they can keep this going at the moment. It's a 4v4. That comes through for Faith. Would have to run it out, and another charge comes through, but Beyond, they're not going to push their luck here. They see Taco. Oh! Nicely nailed on the paddle star. Taco is going to get stopped just short, and great job dodging out the Sonic Wave.
Beyond Gaming know that they're facing a 5v4 in this situation.
Uh-oh.
So they will draw things out and poke it out.
Okay. No need to fully commit. They knew that the body block was there on Blaze. He's going to stay alive. But meanwhile, Leong continuing to shepherd the minions up top. Should be able to safely walk away from that one. We're not even 20 minutes into the game, so Beyond can't just turn for Baron yet. Although they might when it comes up.
This is kind of interesting.
Open turret down bot. What's going on here?
Impunity are very much dead set on killing Liang over and over again, but this bottom wave, it's not really defensible anymore. They are just going to lose this inhibitor tower, and I think the hitter itself as well.
It's going down pretty quickly here, and we'll check in with the gold this game, too, as it's been done. 20 minutes on the clock. Wako has 10,000. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I think if you're going to let Zeri first pick through, you have to have an anti-Zeri strategy. You have to have a kill lane bot. You have to have winning mid jungle. To be fair to Impunity, I actually think they outdrafted Beyond Gaming. In all honesty, I actually favored their draft. If you look at the scoreboard, Minji's not doing anything this game. And I feel like the Zoe pick
that's very true.
Was completely unnecessary against LeBlanc Lee Sin. Like, you're just going to get snowballed on. You're not going to do anything. It's unnecessary risk to pick the Zoe, but it doesn't matter.
The problem is, yeah, the Viego and the Zeri are doing everything, so Minji doesn't have to do any heavy lifting this game.
Well, come on, Impunity, surprise us. I want to see if they can get just one kill on Wako. That's all they need.
That would be the moral victory. I mean, they focus so heavily on Liang this game. They're just trying to give him a bad game. But, I mean, he's still fine. He still gets the 1v1 against Quiet. I do like the minigame those two have been playing. It's just like, who's going to get the final kill between the two of them? And Taco is actually going to be waiting and baiting around here, but he's got a 3-level disadvantage as the jungler, of course. So this is a little bit dangerous. And, oh no, Liang saw him first.
Could just kill him.
He's on the run. That's terrifying. Oh, dear. Kick back. He had to burn his ult for that.
He still has the ult.
It's not over yet. Oh, no. Okay, Taco does sidestep. Doesn't matter. Minji. Oh, kill secures.
That was a decent try from Taco. He did get behind Liang, but Liang found him in the solo first, and that should just be the open Baron here. Quiet doesn't even look like he's going to teleport. He's trying to charge up his Gnar bar, but Kralix is going down a little bit too fast.
Yeah, Kralix is forced to flash away from this one. Not a whole lot he can do anyways. And Jinx Rocket comes in. It's always a nice attempt. Aquino's there for the body block. Beyond are just playing this out quite smart, so a 22-minute Baron comes in on everyone. And they're going to be able to get the back off nice and easy.
So I do want to talk about some of the Zeri counters that we've seen throughout the split. Just to mention a couple of them, we did see Ziggs being played here. I don't think Faith has a target, so I'm just going to continue. We did also see the Tristana-Alistar combo work out. Samira-Alistar was also played. Basically, the idea is very similar. You just want to burst the Zeri down in lane before she can really get rolling in team fights.
Unfortunately for Impunity, they didn't end up with any of those, opting to take at least a more standard AD carry and a defensive support pick. And there's a big flank here, but Beyond just kind of run to the safety of the topside jungle that they have completely lit up on their own. So this is completely unpunished, and Beyond are looking to push in for the win. I mean, this would be it. This would be the 3-0 as Kralix gets paddled back to the fountain. Tower goes down on the top side. Impunity, the walls are falling down right now. This is their playoff hopes and dreams for the spring split, and I can't even say it because Impunity are just getting destroyed. The double kill for Wako as he zooms his way forward. It's going to be Nexus turrets as Blaze just tries, but he can't even get back to the safety of the fountain. And on a triple kill, that is going to be lights out. Beyond Gaming just electrify Impunity.
Taco, go in!
3-0 victory to move forward in the playoff bracket.
Zeri first pick, 3 multi-kills throughout the game.